everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Kat, known as phamerina.planning here on YouTube and on Instagram. And today's video is a plan with me for the week of the 17th of November through the 23rd, using this stunning fall rain kit that's foiled in silver, and we all know how I feel about silver fall kits. I just love them. It is a collection from a Dash of Sun called Bowtiful Rain. Again, foiled in silver, like I mentioned. I actually rearranged my November because this kit came out, because I'm like, I need to let shops know that I want all of the silver fall kits. Um, Surprisingly, maybe not surprisingly, but I will admit that there were more silver fall kits in 2025 than there was in 2024, which makes me happy. Um, but yeah, I wasn't originally intending on having two silver fall kits in November, but we are like, we use the things that we love. So, um, I let's start with what's going on. So I was inspired when I was doing this, because it's not really recently, because I'm trying to like get caught up for like finish 2025, um and then have some stuff backlogged or ready to go for whenever the YouTube maternity leave happens. I guess that's what I can call it, my YouTube maternity leave. Um so I would so first brain. So when I was getting this spread set up, I had just watched probably a bunch of Christine's video. It's just Christine. um and she usually does like a double sidebar when she does her when she uses a rippable slash terrible washi, um because the that which Chelsea calls an overlay here. um she always usually does a well, not always, she usually does a double sidebar, and that like maximizes the use of the washi, the overlay. And I was like, you know what, I should just like rip it into big chunks and just put it on the page somewhere, because when I usually do, or I've noticed that when I usually use them, I end up with a lot of it left over. I use maybe like a third of a page, typically. So I was like, you know what, the whole thing. We're gonna, for this spread specifically, we're gonna use the whole thing. So I like ripped it in two big chunks. I knew I still wanted to do my bottom washi, so I didn't um cover the other side at the bottom with it, because there's no point if I was gonna lay a bottom washi on top of it. Um and then I was like, okay, Kat, so all you have to do when you're working with this is just imagine that it's part of the background. Don't worry about covering it up, because like I feel like with every new kind of introduction of something, like the alcohol inks, and then there was like the florals for me. Like I'm like, why do I want to cover it up? Like I buy it and I put it down. I want to see it. So I had to really like get in the headspace. Cat, this is a background element. Cover it up. It's to make it easy so you don't have to do all of this finagling around the deco element that you're working with. Um and and then just treat it as if it's part of the white paper. And like you think it's so simple, but when you try new things, and this is a new thing for me, it like you get up all in your head about it. Maybe it's just me. But I really get up all in my head about it, and I have to be very conscientious about like how it looks on the page, in a sense. Um so that was like kind of the big new thing for me was just really embracing letting the elements kind of just like the background elements sit in the background. Um which was it's not hard per se, but it was just like a really it was a different mindset. And I really love how it turned out. It kind of gave this whole spread like a stormy kind of feel, um which was kind of the vibe the vibe that Chelsea was going for. It's like um a rainy day, so and it's fall, so what are you probably going to do? You're probably going to either go out for a coffee, maybe go to the library, get a book, and or stay inside and not do anything. Try to avoid being outside, which is why that box with the soup is there. Um and yeah, I think that's kind of really like the big thing. And I wanted to have um my center bridge have the foiled girl from the large foil deco, um which I love that Chelsea does like these large pieces, but sometimes again, I get in my head about like how to really use it. Um it's again kind of shifted, like there's that shifting balance between like small pieces and larger pieces. Okay, what pieces do you want to use? Um because you can't use everything in one spread. I mean, you could really try. Um but it's not going to be like the prettiest spread, or maybe not the most, how do I want to say this? It might just be a very confusing spread if if you try to throw everything down. So yeah, there's that. I also, now that I'm looking at this, I did not buy the alcohol inks for this spread. Um because I don't want to keep buying alcohol inks. Um because then I end up, maybe I think at most, honestly, for a sheet, I like a full size sheet, I end up using about half. Let's say about half, maybe a little bit more. Um and I feel like it's kind of wasteful for me um to buy and only use about half of them. Um if I can go into my collection and find colors that are probably good enough, or very close. I mean, I also have the foiled alcohol inks, um but the thing with the foiled alcohol inks is you can't use them everywhere because then it'll get a little overwhelming. um so it's kind of that fine line between like foiled alcohol ink and not foiled alcohol ink. So I did pull in some alcohol inks. I know one of them definitely was a Saucy Stickers kit. I want to think it was um either Autumn Cabin or the the Leisure Kit. One of those two collections s- had like the same kind of reddish brown that I felt could fit in this collection. Um and then just using what I have. I also am pulling in these old bow headers from the Giving Girl that are on glossy paper, but we want to use our stash, right? I'm trying to like grab things that I haven't reached for in quite a while because I do buy a lot of the foil samplers, which I mean, it makes it easy, right? There's this line of like having a spread that's easy to make and have and using what's in your collection and having it be a little bit more of like a challenge. So I guess when I'm shopping, sometimes I'm like, yeah, let's make it a challenge. Let's just go in and like not buy the inks or not buy the foil sampler, and let's just, make it harder. Not harder. Let's make it a challenge for ourselves. So, and a lot of the times I'll do that with the alcohol inks. I won't necessarily do it with the foil sampler unless I like can clearly see what I have. Um, Alcohol inks are a little more challenging because I might think I have a color and then I'll be like, wait, no, I don't have that color. And then I'll kick myself later in the butt for not picking up the alcohol inks. But we make do. Sometimes I just forego the alcohol inks in that case because I'm like, It's not the end of the world if I don't use alcohol ink. It'll just be a spread that has less background color. And it will look fine. It'll look great. I'll survive, right? It's just stickers, right? It's a hobby that satisfies me creatively, gives me joy. At the end of the day, like, they're just stickers. Um, so there's no reason for me to necessarily go out of my way or stress myself out over the fact that I'm missing something. We make it work. Um, so yeah, I'm the weirdo. I guess this is like a strange. Maybe I am a weirdo. I am a butterfly person through and through. I feel like I've mentioned it before. Like, you'll see me use butterflies all the time. It might be harder in the winter. It definitely will be harder in the winter, but I will find a spread or two where I will be pulling my butterflies in, because I was having conversations with some shop owners about it. And they're like, I'm too seasonal. I can't use butterflies all the time. I was like, butterflies are not seasonal to me. Like, of course, they're not out fluttering around in the in the wild during the fall or the winter, but like, it's my planner. I can do what I want, right? It doesn't really matter if they're not out there. I just want to have them on my page. I will have them on my page. Um, so there's that aspect. Um, Honestly, there's not too much. I think the thing I really wanted to do, I knew from the get, was the center bridge with the foil girl on the one side. I just had to figure out, like, do I pair a full box with it? What sort of deco do I want to use? And then the rest of the spread just builds itself out from there. Um, a lot of tilted boxes, at least one in the column box. I know that. Um, and Yeah, I guess I want to touch on, like, the the inspiration. Sometimes you come in here for some, like, PR input, right? Or some, not the word tea, what's the word, some background, some knowledge. I don't know, tea might be the best word, I have no idea. Um, but this collection was inspired by the florals primarily. I was having I was having a chat with Chelsea, or she reached, I don't remember, but in some way we started communicating with each other. Um and she said she wanted to do kind of a, like, a blue, or she wanted to do a kit inspired by the florals. Um which is was intriguing to me, because I normally don't care about the, like, the florals. No, I wouldn't say I don't care, but they're one of the factors that I don't really um put as high on my priority list. Um but for, like, these florals are very interesting. There's kind of this, like, sketchy nature to them. They're not all filled in. Some of them are just outlines. And I'm not really sure where the bow aspect came from, but I think that's probably because I feel like bows are making a comeback again. Um I again, if you've been here for any amount of time, I didn't really come into the pretty planning, memory planning side of the community until approximately, like, 2024. Yeah, about 2024. So I missed all of the bows. Like, I wasn't here for the bows. Um, but it seems that with the rise of coquettes, like the coquette aesthetic, um, that bows are coming back. So I think, and Chelsea herself has told me that she loves bows. I think at one point she wanted to design um a Valentine's collection with bows in them, like the whole focal point was bows. Um, but that is how this collection came about. It was first inspired by these florals, and then somehow she, like, threw bows into the mix, which, I mean, it's a pretty cool. It's like a different idea. I personally wouldn't have thought to throw bows and rain and florals and reading and coffee and all of that together. But that's why we have sticker shop owners and like, sticker kit designers. I guess if how you could say that do this kind of things and see kind of outside of the box ideas. I mean, I know I have some outside of the box ideas sometimes, but the baby brain is very taxing. So unless the ideas just come, searching for the outside of the box ideas is very hard for me right now. Or it's just all spent on these pages. So that is the last thing I kind of really wanted to touch on regarding like the collection. We're on to the day by day now. Let us start on Monday. Oh, yes, yes. I come back to these notes and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what happened. Even as if I just didn't talk about like the stuff that happened in the plan with me prior to this. Um, so I had to uh go to work early because we have a procedure that the earlier start, the better, because it has a what is it? A 36, I think it's a 36-hour incubation window and then like a 54-hour incubation window. So the later you start, the later your downstream stuff goes. So I had an early start because we had two procedures running that day, so I had to go support one procedure. And then afterwards I had my 20-week prenatal appointment. Then we had pho with Dad, Bub, and Titi. Since I was able to go, actually, I had to go home early because I had my prenatal appointment. And then I went home and filmed haul. Um, what was it? I have no idea, but it was in the November haul, whatever it was. On Tuesday, it was a bad work day. I think I remember. And then I got home and filmed the Q2 flip through. It takes me a little while to edit these things because I like to put up like kit names and stuff like that. I enjoy doing that. It just takes some time. And then I finished the night with some planning time. Oh, I'm caught up now. Good job, me. Um, on Wednesday was the anatomy scan. It's one of the major scans or ultrasounds in your pregnancy. um that's where they go in and make sure all the limbs are growing. They can confirm the gender if you're interested. They take a look at the heart, the internal organs, yada yada yada. Luckily this maybe not luckily, but moving on. This time, all everything looked good. Everything was proceeding as usual. During Bub's anatomy scan, they actually found calcification spots in his liver. So I had a bunch of follow-up ultrasounds just to make sure that, like, well, I think afterwards they figured it was calcification. Um, we don't really know how they got there, why they're there, but he's a big, healthy kid now, so it was nothing to really worry about. Um, but we didn't have anything like this with this little guy, so all clear from the anatomy scan. Um, let's see what else is here. I edited and uploaded because I actually didn't go to work. So I went to work and I parked in a parking garage, and the parking garage was full. And I didn't have any other options. I did not have any other options. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to go home. I have the time. I could take the rest of the day off. Just FYI, everybody, I'm going home. I'm not coming to work today. So I edited and uploaded at home. And then we watched the Has Been Hotel finale that night. I think it was for season 2. Season 2 was okay. I don't think I liked it as much as season 1. Um, the highs were really good. The highs were really good, but the lows were really low. So, um, long story short, too much Vox, not enough of the Has Been crew. That's, I mean, and like, I hate to say that because Vox did a really great, like, the voice actor did a really great job. Like, the character was written in a way that really progressed the story. So, like, I just wish there was more of the Has Been characters throughout the season. Um, so it's not necessarily Vox's fault that I was tired of him, but like, if there was more of the other characters, I don't think I'd feel like I'm exhausted of Vox. let's say it that way. On okay, on Thursday, I did some video management. It was a paperwork day, and then Dad put Bub to sleep because Dad's probably gonna have to start putting Bub to sleep once the new baby's around. So, I still am the primary person to do that, but we're starting to, switch off things so that when baby number two shows up, it's not like a huge shift. It'll still be a pretty big shift, but at least with bedtime and stuff like that, it's not going to be the worst shift. On Friday, I had Dr. Coffee Run. I had caramel apples with Bub, although all Bub did was just eat the caramel, but that's okay. It's fine. I get it. I am addicted to caramel too. So I guess he got that from me. On the Saturday, the 22nd, we went to Longwood Gardens. And it was funny because we wanted to go to Longwood Gardens for their fall stuff, but they had already started Christmas, so we missed the fall. I folded laundry and then I played in my bujo for the rest of the night. And then on Sunday, we went out for breakfast and then we played outside. I guess I was like, I was starting to scramble because I was like, oh no, I'm already on Sunday on the screen and I'm not yet there on Sunday in the plan with me, like in the voiceover. I guess I didn't need to worry because I forgot that Sunday I only wrote like 2 things down. So I will say, like, my biggest the thing I would change about this spread is leaving. You're gonna see in like a minute maybe. um because I was sitting here and I was looking at the spread and I thought this bottom looks like too plain, right? I want to put something on top of it, but I didn't really have any kind of like ground pieces that weren't too big. Like I could have used that lamppost, I guess, but it was like too big to really like fit anywhere that made sense. So I started taking some of the foil, like rain puddles and raindrops and leaves, and then like scattering them on the bottom here. And while it's nice in theory and like when the light hits it just right, it looks good. I feel like I would have preferred it without the foil on there because it's like unless the light's hitting it, it doesn't look the best. So that's like the one thing I would change is just leave it alone. I feel like it would have looked better if I left it alone. But, you know, you learn lessons from every spread. Like there's always going to be something about every single spread you want to change, but that's that's normal. That's just the learning curve, I guess. So, that is the spread. Here are the kit leftovers. I really wanted to make sure I used all of those small florals and anything on that washi sheet besides the lace washi, but any of those decos, I was like, they're going on this page because I do not want to find them later. And then yeah, and then the foil sampler stuff. That's kind of it. Oh, there I was missing one. Yeah, so that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would love it if you gave it a little like, leave a comment with any of your thoughts down below. And I would be so happy to see you if you would join my little community here by subscribing. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.